Hello and welcome back to the Common Colt Podcast, a Colts podcast with real takes and no clickbait. I'm Josh Hudgens here to reminisce on the past today and maybe look forward to the future a bit. As 16 years ago today, the Indianapolis Colts defeated the Chicago Bears in Super Bowl 41. Boy, has time flown by. I remember vaguely the game as I was in 5th grade and I had a pizza roll eating contest with my dad, which I lost. But the Colts won the game. They had a magical playoff run. The 2000s era Colts truly was the golden era of Indianapolis Colts football with Peyton Manning and Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison, Dallas Clark, Bob Sanders, Freeney, Mathis, just all these guys who were big-time difference makers. I just wish I had a time machine where I could take that team of the 2000s and put them in the 2020 era of football. And I know the Colts had a lot of success in the 2000s, and I'm not trying to discredit that because they were darn good. But I feel like they would be even better in today's football with the way rules are. And I feel like they would just completely dominate. I'm biased and I don't care. I just think they'd be awesome. You know, I look at that Colts team and I look at today's date, which is a holiday for me anyway, and it makes me want another Super Bowl in Indianapolis. And that's why I made this video. It just inspired me to say, hey, when can the Colts do this? So here I am. I pushed record and we're talking about it. And I want to hear what you guys think. I want you to comment. What do you think this time frame is going to be here? And my answer is going to be blunt. I'm not going to drag this out. I'm not going to just try to string you along. I think the Colts could be Super Bowl contenders or make it back to the Super Bowl within the next 5 years. I got a 5-year window here. In the NFL, things just change so quickly. You look at the Colts from 2009, they were in the Super Bowl against the Saints, to 2011, they were the worst team in the NFL and they had the first pick in the draft. You look at the Chiefs, you know, they were playoff contenders with Alex Smith, but they went to Super Bowl contenders with Mahomes in just literally 2-3 years. Or the Jaguars, who just had awful seasons. They get Trevor Lawrence. He learned for a year, played and now they're playoff contenders, it feels like. So things change so quickly in the NFL. If you can draft the right pieces and get the right head coach, it just changes your culture tremendously. And now don't get me wrong. I don't think this Colts is an all-star team, but they do have pieces. Darius Leonard coming back. Jonathan Taylor getting healthy. The Quentin Nelson didn't seem like he was all the way healthy this year. So they have pieces. This roster is not void of talent. I know they have holes, quarterback, receiver, pass rusher, and you're not going to fix all these holes in one offseason. But you can get your most important position right and fixed this offseason by hitting your quarterback. You get that guy right, and then you can build around him. This isn't like Andrew Luck or Peyton Manning going in and a crappy team around him. This Colts team is a little bit different. They were poorly coached. No knock on Saturday or Reich. They were poorly coached, and they had dysfunction at the quarterback position. So you get a good coach in, you get that right quarterback, and your wins are going to, I mean, we only had 4, so you have a chance to double them wins, honestly, in one season. And then you get your receiver next year maybe in the first round, and you can start building this roster rather quickly. Like I said, things change, injuries happen, players explode. So I'm looking at a 5-year window for the Indianapolis Colts to go from, hey, top 5 pick to, hey, we're back in business in the Super Bowl. And looking at C.J. Stroud, somebody like that who's thrived at Ohio State, that's been the guy I've had my eye on all along, and I'm hoping the Colts are eyeing him too. To do that, and I know we've hit on it in multiple videos and we're going to keep hammering it, I think you've got to trade up. You've got to risk it for the biscuit. You've got to go all in and get that number 1 pick in the draft. You cannot risk getting stuck in quarterback purgatory or taking the leftover guy, the third quarterback off the draft. If you want to be a team who can compete for a Super Bowl, you've got to get that elite quarterback. Look at the Chiefs with Mahomes. They're never out of it. The Bengals with Burrow, the Colts when they had Luck or Manning, they were never out of it because when you have that guy, you always have a chance. And it starts at that quarterback position. So guys, I'm looking at a 5-year window. Let me know what you think. I love reading through the comments of people who just know, eat, sleep, and breathe Colts football. And I know this roster is not perfect, but I think they can turn it around quicker than what some people might think. So let me know what you think. Again, comment, subscribe, like, whatever you want to do. And until next time, thanks for watching the Common Colt Podcast.